Talented was media, hashtag TO media, hashtag TO radio, hashtag too many hashtags, keep hashtagging out. And we're back, man. Jay Shep, and y'all already know what's going on. Y'all know the vibes. This is a little different setup than we normally have because we're not even in the same city that we're normally in. We're in LA, Los Angeles, California. We gotta come out. We had to come out here again. Had to pull up, had to get the content right. Had to get the dope interviews, you know what I'm saying? And what other way to bring in being in LA is still having somebody from my city, which is Houston, Texas. Houston motherfucking Texas, hopefully, for some people that don't know. We had to come out here and just talk to some dope artists and just some dope people. And I don't know, I created this word a while back, man, called music imitation.
Yeah.
And I feel like we having this conversation because you got the sauce, man. You got I fuck with the music, and you doing more than just music. But we're gonna get into that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mezuo.
Yeah.
How you doing today, bro?
Hey, man, I'm blessed, bro. Appreciate you having me. Pleasure to be on Talented Ones, man. Shit, let's get into it, bro.
Hey, man. First and foremost, I already said that you're from Houston, and I'm just gonna kind of get straight into it. This is the question I've been asking a few Houston people. So we in LA, it doesn't matter. This is a Houston question.
Let's get it.
Timmy Chan's or Frenchies? Go.
Shit, Frenchies.
Okay, we can start. All right, we keep going. We keep rolling. I promise you. Timmy Chan's, we might have had to put this on pause real quick. We might have had to do a little debate. I promise you. Because people really smoking thinking that Timmy Chan's is better.
It's quick, man. You know, Frenchies is quick. You know.
There we go. All right. So now on a more serious note, man, you out here in LA, you doing your thing. When did you have like an inclination, like from a young age, like, oh, I wanted to be a creative? And when I say more than just creative, obviously you doing music, but I've seen you acting, I've seen composing, I've seen you, you do a bunch of different things in a bunch of different areas. When did it strike you that, okay, I have this bug for being a creative?
Damn. Yeah, so initially, I definitely wanted to be an attorney. For most of my life, bro. For the better part, up until I made the decision I wanted to pursue the arts when I was 19. Mm-hmm. But I say I caught that bug that you're describing around 15, 16. Okay. Doing a summer program in New York. I rapped in a cypher over there, and it was light. It was just like I had never really done anything like that type shit. Hopped in and it went well. I think the reception was kind of infectious. Just people hyping you up. You know how the rap circles get at parties and shit. True. Yeah, so I felt that and I was like, okay, there's actually something there. I'm able to put something together. So when I got back to Houston from New York, I started penning and writing down ideas, started to craft what would later on turn into songs. About maybe like half a year after that, I started producing and making my own stuff. Was doing it all the way through high school I was end of sophomore year through high school, started performing in junior year. And
like school, like town shows, stuff like that, or just like local shows around the city?
Performance wise, bro, I was blessed early. In Houston, I actually opened in high school, I opened for Zero, Slim Thug, Chameleonaire, Devin the Dude, Afro Man, I don't know if you know Chris Webby out of Connecticut.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Opened for all these boys before I even turned 18, bro. Like, crazy. And to say that I was ready at that time, I'm not really sure, but it was what it was for those Warehouse Live shows to experience that very early on. By 19, like I said, when I got into college freshman year, that's when I made the decision. After seeing what I had seen, dropping a few projects, I got what it takes to do this. Right. So now I'm switching gears. I'm not trying to go to law school anymore. I'm gonna try to make a plan to try to figure out how to do this. Right. You know.
And you started making that plan at UT?
Yeah. So between cause bro, just actually being there and being in that competitive of an environment and figuring that you want to do something on the other side of the map entirely. I mean, it caused a lot of, I guess, sleepless nights where I wasn't sure I wanted to still be enrolled. Not sure whether it actually made sense at a certain point once I decided that I really wanted to go at this full on.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that's when it was crafted. But I think ultimately the better part about college was I was around my target audience,
right.
you know, and we don't ever take time to step back and think about that, but I'm around the people that I actually need listening to my work.
True.
It made it worth more while to now try to test out what I needed to test out in that environment where the stakes were lower, and now prepare for that time after to be able to take what I've learned and, you know, scale it.
Yeah. I think also it's kind of funny how it works. We both went to college. I went to San Diego, you went to UT.
Yeah.
I think college for creators is like, it's a double-edged sword. It's your best friend, but your worst nightmare.
So that's it.
Because sometimes when you are a creative, you're trying to do what you do, whether it's photography, whether it's videography, whether it's music, whether it's somewhere, and there's no specific degree for that. Like it is kind of like in film, but it's kind of like you just need to know how to do. You don't need the piece of paper on the technicality.
Yeah.
That's why it's the double-edged sword of that is you get to be around like-minded people. You get to hone in on your skills.
Yep.
You get a time period to really figure this out.
Yeah.
The double-edged sword, the back half is kind of like, all right, well, I don't really want to go to class. I don't really want to be in this system.
Point blank.
But this system technically is launching me to where I need to go. It's just not, I'm finessing it. You're making your plan.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Nah,
I feel that. And I think that's one of the funny double-edged swords about being a creative.
Very much double-edged, bro. Like I said, a lot of just nights of uncertainty over there because, on one hand, you feel like, man, most people here are going for something completely different. And at the point where you're now so sure that you're wanting to do this thing in entertainment, at the time it was music, and then it grew into film and television, adding on to that. It's like, man, shit, how do I make this work when I'm getting bogged down by this schedule here and I have all these demands to adhere to?
True.
You know what I'm saying? But you know you're wanting to be somewhere else, and mentally, shit, 90% of the time I was somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people still to now, bro, crazy enough, like, I never went to a fucking football game at UT. And that's some mind-blowing shit. Granted, I don't want to throw shade at my alma mater on the football end, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't go. You know, I didn't go.
It wasn't their years.
It wasn't their years, man. So you know, I would try to find excuses to stay in, whether it be that or whether it be going to 6th Street or whatever. I would try to find reasons to just stay in and work on the music. Anytime I would have, it felt like robotic at times, you know, when I guess at this period of time you're supposed to be figuring out who you are, having fun, exploring different things. It's like I was so pressed on making things happen with that time window. And I think at a certain point I had to kind of take a step back and figure out that I wasn't in control of everything, you know. That's
actually a crazy thing that you said it, because I feel like a lot of people just in general, they kind of forget that it's like, we're just really, this thing called life is not really in our time. It's not really in our time, and what you probably thought at 19 that you wanted might not have been what you needed at 19. You know what I'm saying? So
that's it.
So all right, we got you. First of all, early performer for all the Houston legends. You know, casual drop, all good. You know, then we got you. We got you at UT. We got you figuring it out.
Yeah.
Everything out with the music, going crazy. When did the acting come in? How did we get here? How did we get to How did we just get to Los Angeles from Houston to Austin?
Yeah.
How did we get to LA?
Man, so it started. I did a program at UT called the UTLA program. Mm-hmm. So that was my initial taste of the city. I was out here for 5 months. Mm-hmm. Basically took 3 classes, and we had a forced internship as well, 150 hours we had to do out here. So with that, I got a chance to take a lot of informational interviews, meet a lot of working alumni, and connect with other people at the school that were doing similar things, and ultimately just kind of learn the lay of the land. A lot of people went on and just stayed out here. I ended up actually going back to Austin after that program for a year, and finishing and then coming back. But that was the introduction. I think the beginning of your question was the acting, the film and TV side. So at UT, I did a student-run Saturday Night Live situation called Longhorn Late Night. I wrote and acted on there for 2 seasons.
Okay.
And that kind of just opened my mind to what it could be and got me in the cadence of finishing scripts on a timer, getting on camera, seeing my written out work actually acted out and seeing how it was delivered and executed upon, and doing that for months, and then transitioning into actually working on student projects, working on my own projects on the writing end, you know what I mean, acting in student films. I composed a couple of short films at UT, so really got a chance to just learn the ins and outs, at least on the creative end, and try a lot of stuff out while I was there, which is the better part. Can't complain about it.
Nah, for sure. So you get the acting from the UT part, and then you get out to LA somehow, somewhere. you finally get out here. What was that moment when you got out here that you were just like, okay, this is meant for me to be here? Like I know beforehand I've had opportunities that, like, okay, I'm here. I'm doing what I want to do. I might not be where I'm trying to go. But what was that moment you was like, yeah, I made a great decision. I'm in LA. This is where I need to be. This is where I need to stay.
Yeah. Damn, it's loaded. I'm thinking of 2 instances. One was in 2017. It was an in-studio interview and performance I did at Underground Hip Hop Blog headquarters. One of my buddies, he plugged me in to that within 3 days of us meeting on some real crazy shit, just on some happenstance, meeting him at a bar, asking him what he was drinking, whatever, chopping it up about what it was that I do. And he was in position, he was working at Revolt at the time.
Okay.
He said he had the connection there. He fucked with me and he made it happen. I was at their HQ on Saturday. We met on Wednesday. So I think when I got there and did that was an early moment. Definitely where I was like, okay, shit, this is kind of what it looks like to scale organically, physically from being in LA. That next moment came a few months later, February 2018. Performed my first show in LA, and I co-produced that show, and it was in downtown LA. Brought out like 250 on a Thursday, you know what I'm saying? And I think just being in that environment there and seeing the work from like being out here for a year plus, trying to find show opportunities to get booked on and trying to get my name called any way it could be, and trying to get opportunities to showcase my talents. But then putting that one together independently, and seeing the turnout, and then on the back end, the reception of the performance itself, like that was an initial like, yo, I'm here, and I'm
like one of those. That was like you kind of like looking in the crowd, like, oh shit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like but people who are like creators have that moment, and it could be the most small thing. It could be from a photographer, a videographer. It could be a person in front of the camera, behind the camera. He's like, oh, we here.
Here.
You got that moment.
That's it. And there's been plenty of moments, but those are the initial.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Those were the most special because they were first.
They were first, and prior, it felt like not much was happening. So when those hit and I saw the execution on them, it was like, yo, okay, all you gotta do is really follow through on this, keep pushing, keep digging here, you're gonna find something. And then I've been blessed to see more things open up, you know, but just have to follow through.
For sure. So I'm gonna ask you a question. When I say the word Netflix, what comes to your mind?
Shit, big studio, real big studio. Man, life changing for me, because I feel like now being able to say I have a film on there, right? Still adjusting, bro. Like definitely still adjusting to that. Very much so. So I think, bro, I'm just very thankful and grateful for what has been afforded on that front, and just, man, the ability to be able to have my music like resonate on that kind of scale globally. Like, bro, having folks hit me up from everywhere. I've never been to, bro.
Because it was an international film, and for those who don't know the film, you got let the people know.
Yeah. So composed on Clash, feature film on Netflix right now. Did all the music for it, composed the original score, and I placed multiple songs on the soundtrack as well. Bro, yeah, life-changing is the first thing that comes to mind, because to see everything that's rolled out from there on the back end, and then putting together my EP Major League right on the back end of the release of that. Bro, last year was, shit.
It's probably like a movie, right?
It's the shit. The shit's still filming too. Camera's still rolling on it. Like,
clearly.
It's camera's still rolling on the shit. So, yeah, bro. That's it.
I feel it. I think one thing when I was doing my research, you know what I'm saying? I was sitting up and see the Houston, Texas background, but when I seen the Netflix, I was like, oh, I know that's different. Because not a lot of people, especially from the city that we come from, like, had the opportunity. Because Houston's a creative place, but it's not like a place where if you don't see the rest of the country, it's a place you can get stuck at. Because it's a creative threshold. It's like,
yes,
you're not, I'm not saying you can't get here. It's just like, you got to see it.
You have to see it.
Even if you see it and stay there, or you see it and bring it back to the city, which means you're still up there, because a lot of people don't get to see that, and you've gotten to a point now where you're composing music on a Netflix film. You dropped your EP, and not a lot of people, when I went back to actually listen to your EP, which, first of all, Major League, very nice project.
I appreciate you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We were listening to 30 on the way over here.
Oh, yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
we were listening to that, and it's a person that can curate an audience, especially when you're gonna have your back home people, but like, you're curating a new audience in a new city, when you can go over 100,000 views on a YouTube video. I'm about to say your stream numbers we can't see, but I'm pretty sure your stream numbers are probably gonna be ample to that, if not more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's a dope thing. So I want to, first of all, congratulate you on that.
Appreciate you, bro.
And so what I'm about to ask you is the question I ask everybody that comes on Talent. When I ask this question, please do not look at my hoodie, because it's a little bit biased. But I gotta ask you, man, with everything that you've gone through on your journey, from performing with opening up for like Devin the Dude, Zero, Houston Legends, from the UT long nights where you didn't go out, you stayed in the crib, you found a way to keep getting your work in, no football games because other reasons. When you found a way to get up out here to LA, to the land, to really start figuring it out, to now composing like music for Netflix movies, from dropping EPs and getting major views. Which one do you think is more important to you, man? Like, you've had a great journey. So, some people say the journey is more important to them. Mm-hmm. But, you also have a destination of where you might really be trying to go. Yeah. So which one is more important to you? Is it your journey that you've been on, or the destination you're trying to get to?
Very tough, bro. Very tough question. I'll say, we start by saying that if there's no journey, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like none of the creative for me is going to be crafted, because I have no experience to be able to pull from. I think just talk about everything that's just been learned in terms of actually scaling this operation, because talk about the journey. Mm-hmm. Coming out to LA, bro, like I was so fixated on the possibility on what it could be up here. Right. Everyone moves out here for the vertical, to be elevated, to leap, whatever that looks like to you.
Right.
I think after being disappointed so many times by the quote unquote higher ups, I realized one of the biggest takeaways on the journey was the importance of working laterally and horizontally versus vertically, trying to have people pull you up. Rather than that, work with the people around you, the people at your level, and take them vertically. I'm not gonna wait for said person to take my call, or said person to listen to my music, or said person to validate my talents. I got people that rock with me for one reason or another. They've been able to see it, and they've been able to carve out time to be able to see it and grow with it, it's super important. It's all too important to just work at that level.
True.
Take the people you got. We talked about it before we started rolling.
Yeah.
And then take it vertically. You know what I mean? Another thing that I learned was just the fact that, man, don't complain when you get what you ask for on this journey.
Keep elaborating, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand that type of deal.
Dude, I'll say it again. Do not complain when you get what you've asked for on this journey. Again, the mind, the tongue, all too powerful. I think sometimes it's very easy to forget. And it'll come, what you're looking for, it might not come, as I alluded to earlier, it might not come on the time that you were intending for it to come, or you were pushing all these buttons hoping that it would come on this time. You realize, again, upon that disappointment and the recurring disappointment, you realize, like, man, I don't have all the control. So I'm going to control my next step. I'm going to control what I can control. When that thing comes, regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of whether you're in a position to field it the same way you were when you were asking for it, show gratitude. Show gratitude on the journey. To answer the question, bro, the journey, it has to be it. Because the destination, I look at it when I hear that question, like, I don't see one destination. I see multiple checkpoints. And yes, those are great. The back end of the film actually being released on Netflix. The back end of throwing the EP release party, the Netflix debut party in Hollywood, and like, okay, sitting back and being like, okay, shit, I did that. You know, hitting that checkpoint. Hitting, whether it's getting different cosigns, industry cosigns, or getting cosigns by Instagram or Facebook or whatever the case is, like these checkpoints, they're great because they show you that, okay, well, the journey was worth it. But everything that we're pulling from this journey is just, that is where everything lives and everything is coming from. I don't have a pen without the journey. I have nothing to talk about without the journey, without the experiences, bro. So that's, simply put, I could never, I don't know, I couldn't put the destination over the journey for that, because everything comes from that journey.
Hey man, as much passion you put into that, I feel like these hoodies should sell out now. I just want to go ahead and just plug that in right there. Now, you know what I got to do when I get back? What size hoodie you wear?
Shit, medium.
Gotcha.
Medium, yeah. Appreciate that.
I got you.
Appreciate that, bro.
I got you. That's one of the top tier answers, like, I've heard when people really explain that, because people don't, I feel like some people get it, but some people really don't understand that. It's like, yo, you can't be anything without where you've been.
Yeah.
You can't be anything about where you've been. We could be talking about that for hours. We literally could probably sit here and talk about that for hours, but instead of that, what I need you to do, I need you to go ahead to my people out in Houston.
Yep.
That's the ones that know you, they know you. The ones that don't know you, they gotta get to know you.
Yep.
Let them know that social media.
Oh yeah. So it's Mezuo, and it's Mezuo Music on all platforms. Mezuo. You're trying to listen to the music, Mezuo, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you listen to it. Follow me, listen to the music, check out the film on Netflix, check out anything that comes through the pipelines on the film and television, music, and all the way through. Shout out the city. Appreciate Houston pulling up on me. Shout out Talented Ones. All day, you know what I mean? And shit, man. God bless, bro. Appreciate you having me.
Hey, no problem, no problem. Hey, let me go ahead and slide this a little right here. Y'all niggas right here. Look here. Make sure y'all go follow me at King_J Shep on the personals. I do follow back because we need to run them numbers up. They looking a little weak AF, like Issa Rae said on that one Drake song. We can't have that. Gotta run them up. I need y'all to go follow that Talented Ones page at _Talented Ones_ on IG. I need y'all to run that up. We got a whole bunch of content coming. We got merchandise. Y'all like the hoodies. I've been selling them out my trunk like a mixtape. I need y'all to keep buying them. Cause we keep flipping them. We get to do stuff like this, like stuff y'all would like to see, like us coming to LA. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I plug myself in. He plugged himself in. I'm gonna ask one more question, and we're gonna let the people just, you know, eat all the information we just kind of fed them.
Yeah.
So, 2022. We're here right now. This is January. It's about to end. By the time this drops, it's probably gonna be February.
Yep.
What we got in store?
Man, it's about to be the biggest year yet. Obviously, some stuff I can't talk about. In production on a film right now. We got some legwork to do on that major league.
Okay.
Y'all can probably expect some more records. Definitely. Post major league, perhaps a deluxe.
Exclusive. God damn it.
Perhaps a deluxe. Visuals coming. And then potentially we might have some other surprises around the Netflix film and the music in there. Might have some surprise drops later in the year. So yeah, it's gonna be a big year. Another one.
Hey man, goddamn it, that's all I was trying to do. That's all I was trying to do. So look, from Mezuo, from J Shep,
Yep.
from LA, y'all already know the vibes. We gone. Appreciate you.